Well, today we are creating a woodland landscape in the city, and we're talking about South Bend, Indiana. Craig here along with Mark Linton. We're so glad that you've joined us on today's program. Mark, this is really going to be a unique show today, isn't it?
Oh my goodness, it's a hidden gem right here downtown South Bend, Indiana.
Now, the homeowners have some roots here, but boy, they've spent probably 30 or more years away from home, haven't they?
They have in Hawaii.
Yes, what a place to be. And they wanted to kind of renovate and do a makeover here that included a little bit of that Hawaiian culture, didn't they?
Yes, they did, but they actually asked for mainland landscaping, and that's something I had never heard of.
Mainland landscaping, meaning landscaping that's not, well, natural to Hawaii, probably, right?
Exactly,
Yeah,
but it's what's common here, so
Yeah.
they taught me something. It's what I specialize in and didn't know it.
There you go. Well, Robbie and Pamela are the homeowners, and we've come up the steps here, Mark. That street view, though, is phenomenal, and you had a little help with the hillside, didn't you?
We did, and I love being able to landscape on a hillside because it displays the plant material at an angle. The homeowners here have shared with me how they've got people that actually not only walking by but driving by, they'll actually stop and admire all the beauty that we've created here, and what a compliment.
Yes, what a compliment indeed. Well, let's take a look around the side. What do you say, Mark?
Okay.
Well, Mark, this is the side yard, and what a side yard, huh? It's kind of shady back here.
It is. Actually, there's all different light conditions that we've had to work with here. We've got full sun, we've got partial, and we've got dense shade. And right here is one of the dense shade areas.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the house is oriented, we've got a large window here which looks out to this area. And so we wanted to create a beautiful setting here. And actually you can do that with shade-loving plants.
Uh-huh. You've done a nice job of that.
Well, thank you. And we've got a mixture of coral bells. We've got dwarf conifers, which add some interest during the fall and the winter time. And then for a little bit of privacy and buffer back here, just for the neighboring property, we've got a beautiful hemlock.
Wow, fantastic. Well, let's move on again. You want to?
Let's go.
All righty. Well, Mark, this remains the side yard of the property that we're looking at, and I might add a turn of the century property, and I'm not talking about 2000, I'm talking about 1900s, early 1900s home that's been made over, but side yard with different lighting situations here, right?
Yes, we've transitioned from heavy shade to partial shade here. And so you see a little difference in the plant mix, still continuing that woodland type of look and feel. We've got a low maintenance vinyl fence behind us, but we wanted to soften that. And so we've used these emerald green arborvitaes, which is a living fence, just as a transition, and creates a very, very private backyard, especially for a home that sits on a small city lot.
Yes. What about the ground cover here, Mark?
This is one of my favorite types of ground cover, and it works incredibly well for people that want a low maintenance ground cover, but they want that natural look of like bark nuggets or bark mulch. This is called stone bark ground cover, and it doesn't rot, it doesn't decay, doesn't break down, and you're going to get about 20 years worth of use out of this. And underneath it is the best part. We've got a commercial grade of woven fabric weed barrier, allowing water to go through but preventing any weeds from coming up.
Beautiful fieldstone, sandstone here, right?
Exactly, and this creates a nice path not only for the homeowners but guests as well. And because we're big Notre Dame fans here, I bet you can't guess what type of moss this is.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say Kelly moss.
Well, great guess. It's Irish moss. This is truly Irish moss, and so that's going to kind of spread and fill in between the cracks and crevices that we've got of the stone here, and it's actually steppable.
Very good. So that will fill in quite a bit over the years.
Yes,
huh?
and we just planted it, of course. Craig, we've got a lot of really unique specimen type of plants here. This is a beautiful Alaskan weeping cedar anchoring the corner of the deck here. We've got outdoor bonsai. This is a Hindu pan pine, and this is about a 25-year-old specimen. Wow. Focal point here.
Sure, sure. Very nice. other things going on back here, Mark, as we look to the back?
Yeah, look at this tree. This is a butterfly Japanese maple. Has 3 different colors in the leaves. It's a variegated leaf with green and white, but then you also see that little tinge of pink there. Just a gorgeous tree. We had fun kind of doing some accents around here. We've got a bronze deer, and if you look over there to the viewer's left, you see a little fawn underneath that red leaf Japanese maple.
I like the Notre Dame bird feeder there.
You know, just this morning, Pamela shared that with me, that that was actually a gift that she received, and thought that that was a great spot for that.
Excellent. Well, Pamela and Robbie love to entertain. You see a lot of lighting and certainly sound back here, don't you?
Oh, most definitely. And you actually can enjoy this after hours in the dark, and that highlighting all these features with path lights and with spotlights. And then a little bit, we're going to see what we use underwater lights for.
Tell me just a little bit about the deck, can you?
The deck here, you know, this is part of the outdoor living area here. It marries with the house very, very well. It's low maintenance vinyl here. I love what Pamela and Robbie have done with the furnishings that they've added. And Pamela said that if we are looking for any yellow and orange colors of annual flowers at our facility, we don't have any because they're all right here. She said she wiped us out.
That's funny. Well, listen, if you spend a lot of time in Hawaii, you got to love the water, and we're going to save, well, a huge water feature for you in just a bit, but there's one back here as well.
Yeah, they love the sound of falling waters. It's very, very relaxing, and so we've got this low maintenance fountain, and then next to it, Craig, been in this business for 34 years. I have never seen a hot tub this big.
Man, I want to jump in.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
Like the ocean, right?
It is. And the coolest thing is,
Coolest?
yeah, well, coolest for a hot tub, you're right, that doesn't go together. But the neatest thing about the hot tub is how it's positioned. And you actually can be in there, and Pamela and Robbie overlook the river. And they can be in there and see the view of the river during the winter months when the leaves are off the trees.
I did not know that. Well, Mark, keep on trucking here. This is just really fun to discover, like you say, all the different areas of this beautiful home.
It is, and as you can see, we're here in one of the sunnier areas. We've got a beautiful dwarf lilac tree, and the coolest thing is a bird admired it as well and built a bird's nest in it.
I saw that. Very nice. Well,
so the pathway continues to wind all the way around the house, every single side, and then it leads up to the most spectacular feature on the entire property, and that's our pond and waterfall.
well, Mark, I'm thankful for the sandstone here. It's a great pathway to a wonderful view. Water, sitting areas, I mean, you've got it all, don't you?
And these are all things that the homeowners had requested, and we just put all these requests together and developed this master plan.
Well, excellent. What I really like too, we talked about this at the very beginning of the segment, was the positioning of what you've done here. And this is really the wow. This sits on top of the hillside, doesn't it?
It does. And, you know, it's a very large body of water for in-city house here.
Wow, fantastic. Any challenges here at all that your crew ran into?
Not really. And one of the neat things is when we excavated for the pond here, we repurposed that soil, and all of that went up there to create that big dramatic waterfall.
You know, I have sensed that Pamela is all about repurposing. She's done that quite a bit, hasn't she? She even talked about the windows in the front of the house.
She did. And she kept that true, authentic look that was original to the home.
Well, when people drive by, Mark, they're in awe of this property, and for good reason. But the water does draw most people in, and those at home watching probably thinking to themselves, you know, I'd like something like this in my yard. Wouldn't be a bad idea, would it?
Who wouldn't? You know, when you stand here and you look down there, you can see the Japanese koi. We also have water lilies that we just planted. They're starting to come up. And the coolest thing is, if you look there in the water along those boulders,
okay,
I think there's probably over 1 million tadpoles. And we didn't even put them in there. They just showed up on their own.
Unbelievable. What about the rocks here, the stone?
This is one of my favorite features here. You know, water is like a magnet. It really draws people, and they want to come up close and kind of get personal with it. And so instead of a typical bridge here, we actually use boulders, put them in the pond, and place them perfectly so that they could be used as a bridge. And not only do the homeowners and the guests use it, the dogs use it as well.
And you didn't even have to teach the dog to do that.
We
the
did
dog
not.
just did it.
Exactly.
Well, great. I'd venture to say, Mark, that over 30 years of work, you've never encountered anything quite like this before, right?
Absolutely not. This is a once-in-a-lifetime project, and I'm honored to have been chosen to do this for the rest.
Well, you did an incredible job. In fact, I think we've got Robbie to tell us a little bit more, right?
We do. I'd like to bring them in.
All right. Well, creating a woodland landscape within the city is our theme here today, and Robbie and Pamela join us here in the program. And I got to tell you, as homeowners, you have to be extremely pleased with what's going on here. Robbie, of course, Linton's had a big deal, a big part in this whole project. They were a very important, integral part. But tell us about why you decided to come here and renovate the home and make this such a beautiful property. Why?
Well, I'm a 1983 grad of Notre Dame there, and when I graduated, I wanted to get as far away from Notre Dame as I could because of the cold winters. So I ended up back in my family business in Hawaii after going to law school, and then, believe it or not, after 30 years of being in the tropics, I realized how much I missed the change of seasons there. And with the opportunity with the Crossroads Project, we have some premium seats there, so for the next 20 years, this is where we're going to be.
Fantastic. Well, you've kind of carried that theme from Hawaii here to South Bend, haven't you?
Yes. It's a nice change there. I mean, when you've been in the tropics for so long, you just forget about how nice it is to have a difference in seasons there.
You know, usually it's the other way around, right? People want to go there and end up in Hawaii.
We're reverse snowbirds there.
Reverse domers. I like that. Well, what about the landscaping here? And we'll talk to Pamela in just a second, but what about what Mark has done here do you like the best, Robbie?
It's got to be the waterfall. I mean, that just takes your breath away there, and there's just nothing like it. It's trying to replicate nature right in your own front yard, and I think Mark has done an excellent job.
Pamela, how about you? What do you like most about what Mark's done?
I like the fact that it's so authentic that we have ducks from the river that fly in at night and swim in our pond. We have birds that build birds' nests. We have bunnies that come up from the river. So it's like having wildlife in our yard with, so they think it's authentic as well.
Well, kudos to the both of you for the wonderful work that you've done in not only helping this neighborhood, but the entire South Bend region in really coming of age and making things a whole lot better. And Mark's coming with a little gift here for you, Pamela, if you don't mind. Mark, good to see you.
Oh, and I noticed that they even took berries and made them into a lei.
Yes, it's got that Hawaiian theme, Mark.
So we've actually adapted the mainland flowers to Hawaiiana.
There you go. You know, Craig, one of the first things that we talked about when I met Pamela and Robbie, Pamela said, to answer one of my questions, what type of landscaping do you want? And she said she wanted mainland landscaping. And I'm like, I've been doing this my whole entire life, and I didn't know what mainland landscaping was. And I said, I heard what you said, but I don't understand it. And she wanted landscaping that's like the mainland here. And so actually we clicked. It's creating this very woodsy, natural, kind of a woodland landscape within the city here. And it was just a really fun process to go through. The communication was awesome. And the best thing for me was I got to create the most incredible, spectacular landscape that I possibly could. And that's what you see here. And very rarely do I get an opportunity like that. So greatly appreciate you folks allowing us and our company to be a part of this amazing property here.
So Robbie, he did all right, huh?
Yes, you did an excellent job.
Okay, very good. Well, Pamela, Robbie, thank you so much. Again, a beautiful, beautiful project here at an address here in South Bend, Indiana. And Mark, congratulations to you. If you'd like to find out more about Linton's, of course, you can go online at lintons.com or just get a hold of Mark Linton himself. Much more coming up Stay with us. We'll be right back.